All truth passes through three stages. First, it's ridiculed. Second, violently opposed. And third, accepted as self-evident. The first mention of Israel in the Bible is in Genesis 32, when Jacob wrestled, struggled, and then clung to the divine being and was then renamed Israel. Psalm 82:6 promises, "You are all children of the Most High God." It's been said that evolution is being held up by fundamentalists, and a fundamentalist is anyone who has closed their mind to another point of view. So atheists and the religious can all be fundamentalists. According to the 1987 classic, The Different Drum, Community Making and Peace by Dr. Scott Peck, he defines the spiritual life as fluid and that one may pass back and forth repeatedly through any of the four, probably more, stages of the soul. Stage one upon this journey that begins from within is our infancy in the spiritual life. Like a wild child, a stage one person reflects the inner, chaotic, antisocial, unregenerate soul that is interested only in its own satisfaction and ego, much like the stereotypical spoiled child. Now, stage one people claim to love others, but their behavior reflects they love their own pleasure, money, power, prestige, and security above any other. For stage one people, it really is all about them. Stage two people seek to let their light shine and will live virtuous lives and do many good works. They also can be judgmental, self-righteous, rigid of thought, cold-hearted, legalistic, concrete thinkers, and may even be guilty of a lukewarm faith. They want to do right, and they even desire to love and please God, but have not yet fully opened up to the inner light, as Joan of Arc did when she challenged church and state and persisted that she had heard God within, even while being fried. Jesus said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free." Stage two souls have not yet been set fully free and prefer the security of a higher human authority than themselves for guidance. They submit to institutions, scripture, doctrine, dogma, ritual, ministers, and gurus. But this is the most appropriate stage for older children and adults who live such busy lives just trying to keep bread on the table and a dry roof above head. The difference between a stage one and two is that a stage one soul wouldn't even notice a neighbor in need, while the stage two soul has awoken to the fact that we are to be our brother's keepers, and they will respond to a friend and, like the Good Samaritan, even to total strangers in needs. Most theologians would agree that the opposite of faith is not disbelief. The opposite of faith is fear. Stage three souls have not just fearlessly awoken, they have evolved. This evolution has led them to the realization of what Christ was really talking about in the Sermon on the Mount. The Beatitudes, which sound like crazy promises, but are all about waking people up to the divine within themselves and all others. A stage three soul may well reject Christ as God, but often agree with the philosophy of Jesus, which Thomas Jefferson laid out when he weeded out the miracle stories from the Gospels and clarified the teachings and ethics of Christ in The Life and Morals of Jesus of Nazareth. 1. Be just. Justice comes from virtue, which comes from the heart. 2. Treat people the way you want to be treated. 3. Always work for peaceful resolutions, even to the point of returning violence with compassion. 4. Consider valuable the things that have no material value. 5. Don't judge others. 6. Bear no grudges. 7. Be modest and unpretentious. 8. Give out of true generosity, not because you expect to be repaid. 9. Being true to oneself is more important than being loyal to one's family, and those that think they know the most are the most ignorant. A stage three soul will see that a neighbor is everyone on the planet, not just those who think and look the same and are born in the same geographical location. Stage threes are seekers, doubters, skeptics, agnostics, and usually adults who have grown disenchanted with institutionalized religion. Their intellectual, inherent curiosity leads them to seek their own way towards the mystery of the divine through philosophy and study of multiple faith paths, choosing and discarding according to their inner light. Stage 3 souls often become activists for social justice and reform, and the increasing wave of humanitarian secularism versus the bondage of religious dogma just may be the way to change the world as we now know it. It's been said that we are all called to be mystics in the marketplace, and as stage 4, such as Thomas Merton, has given us voice to understand the curtain being raised and seeing through the glass a bit less darkly. A mystic can best be understood as one who is in love with the divine mystery and is viscerally connected to the unity of all creation. Mystics are not navel gazers. They feel the pain of the world within their hearts, and they grieve at what humans do and do not do unto the other, because they have no clue that the divine is within the other as much as themselves. Mystics have detached from their concepts of God, and God is beyond all concepts. And they haven't done this by their own efforts, but by the invitation and action of God upon a willing, simple, open soul in love with pure being, also known as God for a lack of better word. The mystic fool St. Francis, the leper kisser of Assisi, was so head over heels in love with God and everyone and all of creation that most people considered him crazy or at least extremely eccentric. One needn't be a mystic or move beyond stage 2 on the spiritual journey to do what is good and right just because it is good and right. On that foundation alone, people of faith, agnostics, and others can surely find something to agree upon. Or would only a mystic see that? Learn more at wearewideawake.org, a greater awakening link. Power to the peaceful. Only in solidarity do we have it in our power.